What's up, good executive people or good people? I forgot I'm on the public side. What's up, good people? Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing exposed. Exposed in the chat if you can hear me. Yes, we are back. We are back. We are back on the public side. If you didn't know, we are always going live over there. 5 times a week on Patreon because it's easier for me to go live over there without having to prep a show like I just had to do now after a long day at work. So I'm not gonna be before you long. I'm not gonna be before you long. But when I walked in the door from work and was just scrolling along in Telegram, catching up to what the people have been talking about. If you're not a part of Telegram, here's the QR code there. And it is Telegram at VailBVIP. Well, we have a group over there. It's called the Darius Crooks Chronicles or something to that effect. And the good people over there were talking about what happened today that I wasn't aware of. And that is that we finally have a real review of what is happening with Bali Hip Hop Soul. And we're not talking about the flying monkeys going there talking about it's beautiful here, look, and the food is amazing, but they ain't showed you none of the food, and the panning around that they doing is an empty place. It's empty as hell. You only see them and the staff. So, a young lady who lives in Bali full time, she says she stays about an hour and a half away from Canggu, which is where the Bali Hip Hop Soul restaurant is. And she and her friend decided one day to take a drive out there to check it out. Although she says in Bali, although it's large, it's very small when it comes to the black community. And it is very well known that Darius Crooks' name is already mud in Bali. How you go from one country all the way to the... Now, you done already ruined every place in America except for where your flying monkeys and DHAGs and all that are. How you go from there all the way across the world, and within less than a year, your name is mud over there too. As they say, you take you wherever you go. Remember you were saying how untouchable you were and how ain't nothing nobody could do in Bali? That's not 100% true, but you didn't need our help. All you had to do was take your ass over there. People got to see who you are, how arrogant you are, how evil and less than a human being you are, and now your restaurant is showing that as well because it's empty. It's empty. But anyway, I'm going too hard too quickly. It's because I'm tired. But anyway, thank you to the... please hit that like button if you haven't. But thank you to the 88% of you who've said that you have liked and shared this video. If you have not as of yet, please hit that like and share button at your earliest convenience. It is free to you, but it is invaluable to me and the growth of my platforms. And I greatly appreciate you in advance for that. Gonna put out another poll question here as we move into our topics, because again, not gonna be before you long. We're gonna watch a couple videos, and I'm gonna give a little bit of commentary in only the way that I can, and then we're gonna be on out of here. Poll question that's going out: are you a Fellowship Patreon member? You can join the Patreon again if you want to see shenanigans 5 to 6 days a week. You can join the Patreon. Where is it? I don't be on here enough. I forgot where my stuff at. You can join the Patreon community at Patreon.com/IamVailB. That's Patreon.com/IamVailB, where we have a lot of unfiltered interactions daily over there. But anyway, let's get into the topic at hand. So for those of you who did not know, Bali Hip Hop Soul, which is Darius Crooks' fourth attempt at a restaurant. He had, Greens and Gravy in Atlanta, Soul Crab Atlanta, and Soul Crab Chicago. All of which failed the restaurant he had in Atlanta, Soul Crab Atlanta, was actually closed by the state of Georgia due to fraud because he was running an illegal above 701 credit repair scam out of that restaurant's address. And so when he was fined for that, part of it was they took the license from the restaurant as well, and also prevented him from being able to have any businesses in Atlanta ever again. Now, some will say, but his warehouse there, what you say, you lying. Well, he don't need no license to rent a commercial space in Atlanta or in Georgia. However, if he wanted to open up a restaurant, which is why he'll say he not going to open up a restaurant, etc. in Atlanta, he acts like it's a horrible place to run a restaurant. But that is why. That's his way of coming up with an excuse for why he does not have a restaurant in Bali. I'm sorry, a restaurant in Atlanta. Y'all, it's a long day. Long day. Their poll question we're closing out. Are you a part of the Fellowship Patreon membership? 34% of you are, and 66% of you are not. You are missing out on the fun, but join us. So, Bali Hip Hop Soul is officially open. I did a video month ago, I guess. I was supposed to have more coming out, and then life got busy again. But it is officially open. They were calling it the soft opening, but I think it's still very soft because there's nobody there. People don't know it's open. But here's their advertisement. It is, we are open Tuesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Reserve a seat. I can let you know that's not necessary because there's nobody there. But also, to show you that Darius Crooks, once again, has started another business venture that is not taking shape the way that he was bragging and thinking they would. I guess he thought all of the DHAGs were going to fly quickly over to Bali to support him and keep it running. I don't know how he thought that. But because it's not been successful, what it's been, are we at a month now? Is it a month? Is it, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's a month, that a little bit over a month, that it has now been open for business. And he clearly sees that it's not going to work. And so what he's now started to do is what I've told y'all before in the other lives, a couple of them, how he was going to eventually turn on Bali. And when things didn't work out, he was going to start disparaging Bali and talking about how, you know, what's wrong with it now, although it was a perfect paradise in the beginning. But it's all built to be an excuse for him to have a reason to come back to America. And so we've now been watching that. Some of you who pay attention have been watching that take shape. And now, not only is he talking about coming home back to America because he is homesick, all of a sudden he got a problem with the people praying there. He got a problem with the traffic there. Like, he coming to America like, we ain't got traffic. Complaining about the traffic there. He's complaining about the lack of delicious foods to try. You name it, he's complaining about it. And so now the plan is, remember, he was talking about building a house, an American style home on top of the restaurant and all this other stuff. And now all of that has been scrapped. And now he's talking about living basically full-time in America and visiting Bali. Now, the crazy part is that this restaurant just opened less than a month. Owner of a brand new restaurant in a new country. And we're talking about a small business. When you're talking about somebody with a corporation conglomerate or something, you're leaving it already? Your infant, you ain't even cut the umbilical cord yet and you're walking away? What? But anyway, let's listen to Crooks recreating the narrative and gaslighting and setting up the stage for his followers to think that, once again, he's just brilliant. It ain't that he can't stick with nothing, ain't even saw this through, and moving on to the next grift. It ain't that. He's so brilliant, he coming up with a new idea already.
What happened in Bali? I thought you were doing at your restaurant hip hop. So are you back in America for a while? Real fast. I'm going. Hold on. I'm trying to not lose my train of thought. You know, I had too much weed. Everything's fine in Bali. I'm going back to Bali in a couple of weeks for our grand opening. And I've decided to do a back and forth, right? So I'll be in America for 8 weeks, America for 2 months, 2.5 months. I'll go to Bali for a couple of weeks. I'll come back to America. So I'm going to be more based in America than in Bali, but I'm going back and forth. Nothing has happened. Absolutely nothing. I wish I could tell you that me and Tommy had a fight. I wish I could tell you that me and Tommy fell out. I wish I could tell you something went wrong. Everything is absolutely beautiful. People are enjoying the food. Customers are coming. We're getting large parties. We're having a fantastic time. We have a DJ competition coming up so we can choose our next DJ. It is a beautiful movement. I wish I could tell you that something was wrong and that's the reason why I'm back. It's not. It's really because I really do miss America. No lie. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I miss Kaneka sausage. I miss the food. I miss feeling like a place that feels grounded and feels like home. I miss that, right? So I get that from being in Houston. So I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you there's anything other than that. It isn't. I wish I could tell you that, you know, Tommy and I hate each other and what we don't. We love each other. We treat each other with kindness and respect. We have a fantastic, beautiful relationship. He is amazing. I think Kasia, his wife, there's no problem. I wish I could tell you there was. Unfortunately, there isn't. Okay?
The sarcasm behind, I wish I could tell you it was horrible, but it's perfect around here. It's so perfect. I can't wait to get from around here. It's so perfect. I'm running away. It's so perfect that every time you see clips of my restaurant that I won't show on my social media because I can't even have the truth. There's nobody there, but everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. Knowing good and well, if that place was packed, he'd be videoing that every day. So, whole question we're closing out. Do you believe that everything is great in Bali for crooks? Not 100% of y'all said no. Usually we get a little bit of, well, 4 to 6% of the D-hivers and the suckerettes. Where y'all at? Y'all ain't. Yeah, they must ain't get the notification. See, this is what happened when I don't go live enough. They don't get the notification. They gonna see the replay. 100% of y'all said no. It's not. I think they believe it though. I think they believe it. So now I have been seeing clips. I have actually, the Patreon executive people can tell you, we put together a couple shows, or they watch me put together a couple shows, and then I never come live with y'all over here on the public side. That's why y'all got to come over there. But the last show I was working on, and it'll still come out, was the grand opening. So I had a live with y'all leading up to it, but then when it actually opened, I never got around to having a live with y'all. But I do have there were reviews on Yelp for it. The first 5 or so were fake. There were 2 or 3 reviews on Yelp about the restaurant and the food before the restaurant opened. So I was like, hello. And on social media after it opened, you started, I think I've seen maybe 2 different videos from, you know, the suckerettes out there, the flying monkeys, the dehaggers, who have gone there, drugged their husbands or significant others there. There's one guy, I'll show y'all the video one day. He's sitting there, the dehaggers, look at it, everybody just see it. It's empty as hell. You ain't saying nobody but the staff. And see, some of these D-hivers, they ain't swift enough. They supposed to be helping their leader create the false narrative that everything's great. So girl, you ain't supposed to be recording an empty restaurant at night during peak hours. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be like, oh, it was beautiful, y'all. I would have recorded, but my phone battery had died. You got to do something like what he would do. But anyway, so all we've really seen is those kind of dehaggers kind of clips or whatever. But as of today, we have this young lady, and I don't know her name, but this young lady who lives in Bali full time, who decided to take a trip to, although she had heard a lot of things about Crooks, she decided, you know what, it's a black man. Let me go, me and my friend, and let's just go. Let's go see and try to support for ourselves. Let's see for ourselves who he really is. And so she went, her and her friend, and she recorded a quick little video of her experience at Bali Hip Hop Soul.
Yeah. This is where I am, you guys. What is the name of this place again?
Hip Hop Soul.
We're at Hip Hop Soul, okay? As much shit as Mr. Darius Cook talk, my collard greens taste like honey glaze. My chicken ain't had no honey glaze. The macaroni and cheese came out in a square cube. Okay, let me help you out. Okay. It was no like, you know how when the fork, you know what I mean, in the macaroni, none of that. Okay?
Macaroni pie. Macaroni pie.
We didn't eat last night to make sure when we came here we was good and hungry, okay? Now, I'm going to give the restaurant a 4.5. But what I am going to give a 9.5 is that cornbread. Baby, the cornbread is the only reason why he has a 4.5. Okay? Okay? As much shit as he talks, it's not giving what it's supposed to give over here, y'all. Okay? Love you. Bye.
And that's the thing about when you watch this review, because for those of you, some of you remember, some of y'all got short-term memory, some of y'all just starting to learn about this stuff. But back in 2023, Darius Crooks became a self-proclaimed food reviewer or food critic across the United States of these Americas of black-owned restaurants only. And he went across this country slandering and getting into it with dozens of black-owned restaurants. And I ain't gonna even say getting into it with. Now, there was a few of them who clapped back, but the majority of them he just beat down and disparaged them, and they was kind of like, what I do? Like, or I'm really working on my business and it was an off day, or things went wrong, I don't know, and I'm trying to work on, things have been hard for, I don't care. You can't run no restaurant and have the quality not be good. And this don't make no sense. See, this the problem with y'all. See, if I was in the restaurant business, this would be perfect. Fast forward. Fourth time around. Now we got a review, and look like you got quality issues too. Cause I ain't never heard no macaroni pie and it didn't look dry as hell. But he'll be complaining still. Go to a black restaurant reviewing, and he ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses. Anyway, so what occurred with her is she had actually posted in one of the Black and Bali groups with her and I guess a group of people, and she was posting her review. She did not post it publicly for the masses. She posted it in a private friend group. One of the comments in the text group was, still not cheesy and gooey enough. Another was, where is the lemon pepper, honey? And then here's a closer picture, and I didn't overlay this properly, so you won't see me. But here is her entire plate with the cornbread that she says is very amazing, and the chicken. And what I will say about Darius Crooks' cornbread is that he should have perfected it because he's been making it since I've known him when he was 19 years old. Bisquick, and he would mix it with something else. I can't even remember now. But you know, that's a Bisquick cornbread. I'm pretty sure he ain't deviated much because he was making chicken on a stick back then too, y'all. So Bisquick and chicken on a stick is what you're looking at there. But anyway, so Darius Crooks, okay, so someone in that text group, again, she wasn't trying to get no clicks and views from it. She shared it in a private group. Somebody took this information and posted it online. Been a little messy, you know how people are. So Darius Crooks then, of course, is going to go viral because people been waiting because he's been keeping this Bali restaurant top secret. He all of a sudden he in his live streams talking about something. See, at my 40, I'm about to be 43. I'm matured. I ain't gotta run to the internet and do it, and y'all ain't gonna never be happy nowhere. I'm like, that's because this not successful. Because when something's successful, y'all know this nigga be all over. Look at, I just made $300 million in 3 seconds. You know, y'all know. We ain't new to this. We true to this. So anyway, Darius Crooks get wind of this, and where's he gonna run? Straight to social media. So Darius Crooks types, no one likes hearing that their mac and cheese ain't right. But I thought his stuff was always right. Y'all know he always talks about how his stuff is A1 100% of the time. And you know, he's always cooking by himself, or he got another a hagger with him who on camera, or somebody who's a loyal friend or naive or whatever. Those are suckerettes. Those are the only other people that taste his food. You never see him put himself in a situation where an impartial, unbiased person gets to try his food. Pay attention to these sort of things. It's always people who have loyalty towards him. Now we end up with a situation where this person does not have any loyalty towards you, and they're getting to taste your food, and instantly you fail. So he goes on to say, no one likes hearing that their mac and cheese ain't right. And I find the feedback alarming because we've been doing tons of QA behind the scenes. Even though you're barely there. You in the bed half the time when the restaurants first open. And then traveling on top of that. He says, I saw the video and immediately alerted Tommy. He was a little alarmed too because he said the food had been good and he hadn't gotten complaints. Even one complaint is too many for me. Well, I don't think Tommy lied. Because y'all get about 1 to 2 customers a day. So those 1 to 2 customers probably ain't complained. I mean, Darius Crooks will brag about he's had some parties of people. But I feel like he keep referring to this same one party of people. It's like 15 people. He talked about them last week when they made their reservation. And then in the video I'm going to play for y'all, I don't know if we get to that part. But he then talks about that group again. And I was like, ain't that the same group? Is that the only time you've had a party of like of 15 people? I mean, when this one party of 15 people becomes your claim to fame, that probably means your restaurant ain't doing too well. In 2 weeks, you only got one party to talk about? Okay. Go in, let have. Anyway, he goes on to say in this post/rant, I've alerted our lead chef. I've given him explicit instructions. He's having a meeting with his kitchen staff to ensure they're following the steps to the letter. Tommy is en route. 2, he's going to order a mac and cheese just for quality assurance purposes. He's going to do both a video and photo of the plated dish. See, but here's the problem, sir, or madam. Here's the problem, girl. You are the self-proclaimed, what do they call them? The man behind the taste. Well, if you ain't there to taste the ish, it don't matter. You always talking about how Bali people don't know soul food. They don't eat this and they don't know this and they palate can't take this and they don't know nothing about food. You got Tommy going to taste it. What Tommy think is good clearly we got some issues here, may not be what a black American who's over in Bali would think is good. That is why it's too early for you to leave the damn restaurant. Back in America, laid up in bed. Talk about how you missed scamming in the States and come up with a new scam already. It's too hard to scam out there. It ain't enough people who can understand my scamming. Anyway, he goes on to say, if this doesn't show my commitment to getting it right, I'm not sure what else does. More than just a post, get your ass back to Bali and get this restaurant together. You get in the kitchen and get some flour on your chest. How about that? Says at Bali Hip Hop Soul, we don't make excuses. Girl, this was an excuse. This was full of excuses. I don't know what happened. We had quality assurance behind the scenes. I mean, it's alarming to me. And Tommy's rushing there. He's en route now. He's gonna take a picture. And girl, these excuses. Get that food right. We don't need all this. Get it together. This is the same thing that happened at what's the restaurant? Greens and Gravy. She fell apart the first 2 weeks. Was locked in her bedroom in her Atlanta house with the drapes drawn and dirty, funky sheets. Her friend Christy, who's from Chicago, had to leave Chicago to drive to Atlanta, pull her whole family there, her and her kids, to help save him from his own demise with Greens and Gravy. And she is the reason why that restaurant lasted. She is the reason. He couldn't even handle 2 weeks. And now that he got a little money and was able to find another person to take the weight of it, that being Tommy, the owner, he gone. He has no stick-with-itness. He doesn't. She doesn't. If this doesn't show my commitment to getting it right, I'm not sure what does. At Bali Hip Hop Soul, we don't make excuses. We make changes and strive to get it better each day. That's why we are in our soft opening. This is the time to mess up so we can make sure that the new concept in Bali is absolutely perfect. For those who've been, thank you. For those who are coming, we'll see you soon. Our grand opening, October 18th. P.S. I'll keep y'all posted on what Tommy says. Girl. But I recall Darius Crooks going to some black-owned restaurants during her slanderous black restaurant food tour across America. And there were a few of them that were new. And she gave no grace. None. Right? The ex-boy said, girl, bye. Right. I'm going to come to the comments. It's, I'm in the piece of the show is I can't do the comments and commentary. But now we're moving into her actual... Oh, let me show y'all this piece. So this is Darius Crooks on FaceTime with Tommy. And Tommy's like, what the fuck did I get myself into? What did I get into? Oh my God, they told me. I should have listened. That looked like a stressed look. That ain't just about this food review. This is not just about that food review. This is like, oh, this nigga's on something again. I'm so over him. What have I gotten myself tied into? Everything he touches turned to shit. They tried to tell me. So now let's get to, of course, when this went out and, right, who said that? Explorer said, Tommy is tied. So when this post went out, the flying monkeys, the dehaggers, the cigarettes, we gotta get her. How dare you review anything? How dare you do to our NASA what what he's done to hundreds of black folks all over America. How dare you? That's so ignorant. You so silly. You a hater. You don't know no food. You don't like nothing. You a hater. You just, he going to the bank while you at home. Like all that. They doing all that. All bothering, harassing the woman, coming, whole swarm of them, swarming around. So anyway, she finally then decides, I ain't scared of y'all. I'm gonna come and address this stuff. So Darius Crooks, he's addressed it. I think he must have dragged her somewhere too, based on some of the stuff she said in her video. So her video's got it's a couple minutes long. How many minutes? I don't know. A couple minutes long. But she addresses it all. So let's get into this, because again, we ain't gonna be here long. Yeah, at an hour, we out of here. I'm hungry and I'm sleeping. All right, let's go.
Time so that I can hop on a call. When I woke up, all hell broke loose, okay? I was messages all over Facebook, messages all over Instagram, text messages, group messages of Mr. Darius Crooks' response. So I'm going to do this in the most Michelle Obama way, okay? Because I'm in my zen, right? So here's the thing, you guys. I posted, let's just do a little background here. And somebody tag him, because I couldn't tag him. I don't know why I couldn't tag him.
Let me tell you why you couldn't. Let me tell you why you couldn't tag him, Queen. Cause he blocked you. Block. The truth. I gotta block it out. Yeah, that's what he does. So that's why you can't do that.
But here's the thing. Bali is very small. It's big, but it's small. We have a black community in Bali, and it is black in Bali. And then we have a subsidiary side, which is the Black Connects. Nobody of this color mess with Mr. Darius Cook at all on the island. Nobody messes. Yes, that's him, Pamela. Nobody messes with him on the island, okay? And I know he's probably gonna come back and be like, oh, her, you know, his favorite thing is her with her 3 followers or something. Like, I have supporters. I don't need 1 million followers. But let me just take it there for a minute, right? He went on a tangent on social media. I was sleeping good. I had no idea, okay? I really had no idea that he went on a tangent, okay? He did a Mr. Ma'am big one, which he always does. That's what he's known for. So nobody messes with him. He's very rude, very weird energy. I actually messaged him a few months ago because I heard his poetry live. And even after hearing about so many different things, and this was before he went into a restaurant and slammed their dishes and went crazy. This was before that. But he had actually lashed out on social media to one of my friends. And I was like, you know what? Let me have my own preconceived notion about him. Maybe he was having a bad day or whatever, because I really didn't follow him at all to know that this is common in what he does. So nobody in my community supports him at all. Nobody goes to the restaurant at all. I called, one of my friends came over to the house and she was like, have you been to such and such? And I was like, no, but I want to try it because they have soul food. I want to try it. So we was like, let's go tomorrow. We get up. Now we live in Ubud. His restaurant is in Canggu, right? Canggu is, and where I live near Central. So it is an hour and 30-minute drive for me, which when we go to Canggu, we literally will just bring our bags, work somewhere, kick it, just have a good time. That's normally what we would do. So we packed up our stuff. We came out there. There was nobody in the restaurant. Nobody at all in the restaurant. Just she and I and the staff. The staff was not pleasant. When we ordered, if you know me, you know my chicken got to be extra well done, like damn near burnt, but not burnt. So they brought my chicken out. It looked really, I was like, okay, the crisp is giving. Ate some of it. It was supposed to be lemon pepper, like honey hot or something like that. It had zero flavor, zero seasoning. The well done was perfect. Greens. If you know me, that's one of my favorite, the favorite things to eat is collard greens. I ordered the collard greens and the greens came out and they were very, very greasy and they were very, very sweet. I don't like sweet greens. Soul food restaurant, I want some hot sauce. They didn't have hot sauce. He brought this sauce back for my chicken saying it's like the lemon pepper honey hot, but I tasted it. It was just like cold butter. Mac and cheese came out. It was a blob, like a brick of mac and cheese. It was literally a brick of mac and cheese. No flavoring at all. None. No seasoning on it, no nothing, just a blob of macaroni and cheese. And then I didn't do a video of my homegirl food because it wasn't my food, but I tried it. She ordered the deviled eggs and jerk chicken. The deviled eggs were watery. The jerk chicken was not cooked to the way that I like it. And then what else? Oh, the cornbread was phenomenal. I know he's mad and he's going through his temper tantrums, but Darius, can you please make me some cornbread and deliver it to the house for me? Because the cornbread was phenomenal. Like, the cornbread gave, okay? The cornbread gave. Do you hear me? So
Bisquick and
when I posted
cornmeal.
this, I posted it in our private group that we have. And messy people are all over the world. They already know Darius is about to go on his tantrum. They already know he is going to fly off the handles with his ma'am, sir, extra shit, right? They already know that. When the zestiness is going to come out full throttle. He's going to be on defense. He's going to pick at my toes. And by the way, my toes and my fingers, they're done. Skin was moisturized. I don't know what he said on the video and don't care because I didn't watch it, right? But what I do know, it was very disrespectful because I had a ton of messages from people that were like, Tiffany, he's just really, really terrible. I wasn't going to get up and go to his page and watch that because I know who I am, just like I know who he is. He really has a social issue and it's bigger than me. It's bigger than the people that oppose certain things about him. I put it in a private group and it got out from the private group. I didn't do a review. I didn't put it on social media. So whatever he said and felt, it was counterproductive for his business. We are a very small niche group when it comes to Bali. We are a very small group. And for me to drive out there knowing your reputation and still wanting to give you support as a black man who owns one of the only soul food restaurants in Bali and still give you a chance, you should have respected the fact that I put it in a private group. Your response is not going to trigger me in any capacity. But I want to let you know that you really need to get you some help. And you really need to understand the volatility that you have on your platforms aren't because you're excellent, aren't because you operate from a space of integrity. It's because you're messy and the masses are messy. And most of them came over to my page to follow me. So thank you for that. But I just wanted to address this and let you know, you have to stand on your core values, Mr. Darius. For me, myself, whatever I say it and I mean it and I'm going to stand on it. Now, would I say it to you in your face? No, because I already seen the mug shot of you beating up a woman in your restaurant because she gave you her opinion. But let me tell you this, there is no fear. I'm going to operate from a space of love. I try to support you in the way you talk and the way you dog others and the way you move. Your food was supposed to be an 11, not even a 10. You can't move the way you move with such an arrogance, with such a lack of empathy and love towards people.
She preaching.
With such an aggression, and you don't even master your area of expertise. Your restaurant is not what it is when you're there. Your restaurant is what it is when you're not there. So you have to take heed of your level of communication with your staff. For them to not implement what you're doing when you're not there, that is problematic for you. You need to level up your emotions. You need to understand that what you did was not cool. I accept your apology without you even giving it to me personally. But no, I don't accept a free meal from you. Do you know that I took that food, and I was not even going to say this, but let me just give you one more. When we pulled up to Izzy Shisha Lounge in Canggu when we left, I said, you know what? I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to leave it out for the dogs. I called the dogs over, opened the container. The dogs smelt it and walked away. If you know Bali, you know Bali is a stray dog situation.
Not the dogs didn't even want the food. Not the dogs. And I believe her. I believe her. Let me close out this poll question. Let me see how many of y'all believe her. Poll question we're closing out. Do you believe that Darius Crooks really owns Bali Hip Hop Soul? Or is it really Tommy's restaurant and he is the funder? Crooks funded it. We know that. 92% of you think he does not own Bali Hip Hop Soul. I think he own it. I do think he own it. I don't think he lied about him thinking he own it. I just really wonder what the Bali laws would say about it. Do you believe, next poll question coming out while we continue the last couple minutes of this. Do you believe her dog story?
I'm going to leave it out for the dogs. I called the dogs over, opened the container. The dogs smelt it and walked away. If you know Bali, you know Bali is a stray dog situation. They're going to eat spit. They walked away from it. So you got to understand the energy that you have on a day-to-day basis is in your food, and not even a dog wants your food. Let's be clear. Now, again, I don't fight or argue men, but I do want you to understand that you're coming for the right one today. And I'm really holding my posture because my coach just like this. And I know he gonna be mad at me, but I just had to give you a little bit of something to let you know, A, I can't be bullied. B, I know who I am. And C, if you operated from a space of excellence, if your business was flourishing, it wouldn't have just been 2 people in there and 4 employees. So you have to understand that your reputation is way bigger, all the way to Bali. Every one of your restaurants in the U.S. shut down. You literally attacked a black woman in your restaurant because of her views and feedback. Everybody that's in my comments on my Instagram is new. Thank you, because my Instagram wasn't growing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to deliver excellence. I'm going to give them a reason to stay over there with me. So just so you know, and just so you're clear, I still stand on it. Your attitude is trash. Your food is trash. Your customer service is trash, and it has dwindled down to your staff, who are naturally amazing givers, amazing nurturers. Your staff operated in your energy. So I just want to be clear that your apology is accepted, but it is not removed from the fact that you did it. You can't take constructive criticism. You literally have a social issue. You have a social problem. You need to see a shrink. Because as black women, you came from a black woman. Whether you think you won now or not, the zestiness, the extra Mr. Ma'am energy you give every day, everybody is not down for that. And I don't care if you had 50 million followers to my 3 followers. My 3 followers are my supporters, and I'm still going to stand on my principle, and I don't fuck with you. And now you didn't make an enemy. What I'm going to do is a review everywhere that I can. Have a great day, Mr. Darius Cook, Mr. Ma'am. Okay? And coach, I'm not deleting this. I love you, but I'm not deleting this. Now let's get back to work, because I got shit to do today.
Can I get a Mr. Ma'am in the chat? Type Mr. Ma'am in the chat if you liked that video. Mr. Ma'am in the chat if you liked the video. Poll question we are closing out is: do you believe her dog story? 86% of you do. 14% of you do not. I've seen. I mean, if you've been around dogs, I've seen dogs turn away from food. Dogs, even stray dogs, don't mean they're gonna eat any and everything. They knew better. They knew better. I believe her story. I do believe her story. Okay. Okay. Next poll question is: do you think that Darius Crooks had a sassy response to her post? Do you think he had a sassy response? Actually, he'd probably going. Yeah, he'd be going live a little later. Okay, so we got to move this along, and so here's Darius Crooks talking about his new plan. This is a shorter clip. This is Darius Crooks talking about his plans now that his Bali restaurant is so successful. Remember, he was talking about opening 10 of them or something, and they're about to do multiple cooking school locations. How you back here and you starting a new venture out here? What happened to those? The restaurant is so successful. Shouldn't you be breaking ground on the second location? What?
What happened in Bali? I thought you were at your restaurant hip hop. So are you back in America for a while? Real fast. I'm going. Hold on. I'm trying to not lose my train of thought. You know, I had too much weed. Everything's fine in Bali. I'm going back to Bali in a couple of weeks for our grand opening. And I've decided to do a back and forth, right? So I'll be in America for 8 weeks, America for 2 months, 2.5 months. I'll go to Bali for a couple of weeks. I'll come back to America. So I'm going to be more based in America than in Bali, but I'm going back and forth.
Now, he'll know it all. But didn't we all say, the majority of us who got good sense, when he first came up with this whole concept of opening a restaurant in Bali during his first time ever being there, within 48 hours, he was committed to a construction paper contract and was leasing land for, what did he say, $1,200 a year or something? Didn't we say then, how this fool gonna commit himself to being in a different country he's only visited for a matter of a few days? Then he's talking about building a home instantly. Nigga, you just got here. You don't know nothing yet. Then he talking about some ain't no crime in Bali, ain't no soul food in Bali. Meanwhile, there was a black lady who had been doing testings. Was it Gertrude's restaurant? Had already been doing testings and everything. Had already established herself within the black expat group and everything. But again, he didn't take time to do any research. He didn't take time to really take it all in. And now he doing just what we said 2 years ago when we said, you're doing too much. How you gonna just move somewhere you ain't never experienced before? Now I'm gonna be here in America full time. Now I'm gonna go visit there. Soon he'll be saying, ain't no need to visit there. They got it all together. They got it all together, but you're getting the horrible reviews on this macaroni pie.
Nothing has happened. Absolutely nothing. I wish I could tell you that me and Tommy had a fight. I wish I could tell you that me and Tommy fell out. I wish I could tell you something went wrong. Everything is absolutely beautiful. People are enjoying the food. Customers are coming. We're getting large parties. We're having a family.
We getting 2-3 customers a day. We get, we've had a large party of 15 in the 4 weeks we've been open. So everything's perfect. Even though I was on live about a week ago, saying that the first 45 minutes of my morning, every day when I wake up, I'm having a mental health crisis to the point that I have to take medication to get it together to start my day. He said that. She, Mr. Ma'am, said that she needs her first 45 minutes of the day, she got to get herself mentally together because she's having a mental health crisis every time she opened her raccoon eyes. That ain't nothing perfect and great about that. That's because you're stressed. You're stressed because you done put easily $500,000 into this venture at this point. More than, because when you really think about it, the only cost he's really talked about is the construction cost. And he said the other day it was over $400,000. Y'all got to keep in mind he was also paying Tommy a salary to play project manager. And ain't no telling what other expenses he ain't including in that. You know he ain't great at his accounting and keeping everything together. He told us that he fudges his taxes and then does revisions. He just throw them together just so he can submit something, and then he'll do a revision. Well, so he say. So he probably don't know how much money. So if he's saying over 400, might be 6.
Fantastic time. We have a DJ competition coming up so we can choose our next DJ. It is a beautiful movement. I wish I could tell you that something was wrong and that's the reason why I'm back. It's not. It's really because I really do miss America. No lie. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I thought also he missed America, but I thought he was leaving here because it was so horrible and y'all was horrible and y'all was some haters and he wanted to go somewhere where y'all couldn't touch him. Now he coming back here full time. Look like he's gonna be plenty touched. And not in the ways that he likes to on them dating apps or them hookup apps.
I miss Kaneka sausage. I miss the food. I miss feeling like a place that feels grounded and feels like home. I miss that, right? So I get that from being in Houston. So I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you there's anything other than that. It isn't. I wish I could tell you that, you know, Tommy and I hate each other and what we don't. We love each other. We treat each other with kindness and respect. We have a fantastic, beautiful relationship. He is amazing. I think Kasia, his wife, there's no problem. I wish I could tell you there was. Unfortunately, there isn't.
You ever notice that with Crooks, he's always gaslighting, saying there is no problem. No problem. Everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. He really sounds, well, I've said this before and it's true as hell. Donald Trump, every day, all day. He's the black Trump. She's the black Trump. Every time he's explaining something, it's perfect, it's amazing. No one has ever done this before. This is the greatest thing ever. I'm the only one to ever have this kind of idea before. It's very Trump-esque, very. But then when it blows up in Crook's face, well, just like Trump, now that I think about it, just like Trump, then he blames the people who are pointing out the failure and the issue. It's their fault. It's because they haters. It ain't that I fucked up. It's they haters. It's insanity. And then I realized as I was playing this, but I didn't want to stop it. I had already played it earlier. This is why I have show notes. I ain't have time to do all that. And I ain't want to keep pushing y'all off because then y'all wouldn't see me till the next week. On this topic. Do you, poll question we're closing out. Do you think that Darius Crooks has had a sassy response to her post about his behavior and the trash restaurant? 96% of you said yes. 4% of you clearly don't know Darius Crooks. Clearly don't know him at all. And it's okay. That's what I'm here for, to teach you. So this is Darius Crooks' overall response to this whole thing. In having to record it for y'all, I had to listen to it because I was working, putting the show together at the same time. Usually I walk into a different room, so I don't have to listen. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. For those of you who have not seen this live, y'all gonna see the level of delusion, the level of finger pointing, and how much self-hate Mr. Ma'am has for herself.
Okay, nobody say anything smart yet. Good morning. I see the comments now. Good morning. I see the comments now. I didn't see the comments before. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Joanne from Suffolk, Virginia. What's up, Lynn J? What's happening? Hey, Tawana, Juanita. Raynisha, what's up? What's up, niece? I hate I'm gonna miss the day party run. It's my BFF birthday party day. Well, there's always next time, right? What's up, Tiffany? Hey, how are you this morning, Joanne? Good to see you again. Praise the Lord. Valerie, What's happening, sis? Hey, what's up, Sandy? I see you. Oh, all the people are here. I love this. I love this.
You can
Good morning
see-
again, right, Danielle? Good morning again.
You can see when the gaslighting is about to be in full effect, because she ain't never this friendly to her followers, except for when she needs them to be on her side. Except for when she's about to gaslight them. I've seen plenty of her lives. I got plenty recorded. This ain't how she start out, because it's always about her. She just go into whatever she ranting about. All this greeting and we family, we friends. This was on the Facebook public side. So that's the other thing. So it's all a facade. Some of y'all like, oh my, fake smiling, all of it. Yes. Some of y'all see it.
I know. Okay, so I want to give you some updates about the day party. But first of all, did y'all see? I posted a video. This girl came to. Her name is Tiffany Williams. I now think you told me who she is now. She came to Hip Hop Soul. Apparently, she lives in Bali. I think she's MAGA. Somebody just told me in my inbox. But
Oops, I didn't know I was muted. I was saying that he just threw out there that she was MAGA, and I'm not sure where he got that from, if or whatever, but it looks like in my opinion, he's putting it out there so that it's also building a case for people to dislike her instantly, even though what she was speaking was truth and facts. And then somebody, I had clicked on that comment. Now I lost. There's too much going on. But the comment, oh, he's so bubbly. He's never this bubbly. And I was saying, oh yeah, that ain't gonna last long. We're about to watch it. Watch it unfold. It's levels to this. Watch this crash out.
she came to Hip Hop Soul and she did not have. Hey, Shell. She said the macaroni and cheese wasn't good and there was no honey on the chicken and the greens taste like honey or something she said. I forgot. But I posted the video just now and she didn't like it. I'm assuming she didn't like it. I don't know. She did enjoy the cornbread. The cornbread she liked. So the cornbread was good, everything else. So I posted her video and then you guys started with your thoughts or whatever. And I just want to say, like, publicly that I take all feedback seriously, right? Whether or not, and the macaroni and cheese did not look appealing, first of all. It looked like a thick casserole style mac and cheese, and that certainly is not our mac and cheese. So I take all feedback seriously. Like when I hear it and I don't like the way people are represented, we gotta fix that. And that's not how I trained. That's not how I trained the staff. So that to me is like, I was like, wow. So I said, let me get on the horn right away. So I sent the message over to Tommy.
He had like he's really done some training when he was only going to the restaurant, I think the first week after they opened, where he was like, oh, I gotta go. And then he's being very secretive. He didn't train them more than 2 weeks. That I know for a fact. Maybe I'll give him a week and a half. But he ain't trained them for more than 2 weeks. And then he was gone, ghosted them. But now he acting like he didn't really train them. They should really know what to do by now. This is how it fell apart so quickly, because you haven't really fully trained them. They don't have ownership over the training that they received. Therefore, you see how lackluster it became instantly. Well, he'd been back in the States since, over the weekend or something? Friday or Thursday or Friday? He ain't even been here a whole week yet. For those of you who don't know, because I saw some comments and questions or whatever, Darius Crooks is back in Houston. He is no longer, and he doesn't live in Atlanta. He ain't lived in Atlanta in a few years. So he's back at his house in Houston. Actually, you can always tell from that ugly ass picture behind him. That ugly ass picture is always in his house in Houston.
Called, video, chatted with Tommy, made sure it was, told him what was going on. We actually have a full kitchen staff, and we have a lead. His name is Mukti, M-U-T-K-I, Mukti, or M-U-K-T-I, Mukti. And so Mukti's amazing. Like, he can cook his behind off. And so...
A lot of Trump stuff going on here. I don't know if he studied Trump or if it's just that same level of sociopathic behavior. But what you'll notice about Crooks, now we're supposed to be talking about this review and how his food is shit at that restaurant. But now he done got into a whole conversation about a story. He takes you on a path and then you forget what the whole topic was. Well, at least that's his plan, for you to forget the whole initial topic or subject matter. Now he talking about the worker and what the worker do and how he get to work and what this got to do with the macaroni pie. What this got to do with that? And the sweet greens. What this got to do with that? And a soul food restaurant with no hot sauce. What this got to do with that?
I sent him a message. I said, hey, something's not right. All right, it's not what I trained you on, you know. So I reiterated to him what he has to do. You know, they Indonesian. They don't really know about macaroni and cheese. No excuse. So we don't make excuses. We make changes, right? So Tommy's on his way up there now. He's going to order some. And he's going to send me the photo. He'll send me the video so we can see how it looks and make sure it's right, okay? I believe in getting it right. So thank you for bearing with us. That's why we're in our soft opening. So a couple of things. One, I have not made an announcement, right? And the reason why I haven't made an announcement is because
GR, you know him too well. He's getting ready to set them up for a shift blame. Get ready. This rocket is about to take off. This blame rocket is about to take off. Hold on, though, because I don't think you know. It ain't who you think he gonna be blaming it on.
There's a couple of reasons why, right? One of the reasons is I have haters, a lot of them. And this isn't really about the haters as much as it is about people who, even people who like me, right? As much as it's about people who do not want to see you succeed. I'm at this age, I'm 43, I'll be 44 in December. I'm at this age where I no longer care about being accepted. I don't give two shits about being accepted. I don't at this age. I don't care about being, sort of like accepted in that way.
You know, how you can tell when somebody lying about not caring about being accepted is when they talk about it. When they be like, I don't get no fucks. I don't get no A, no Fs, none. No, I don't let what people say about me and what I've been through and how I used to be dyslexic and how I used to be big and then but I started losing weight. I don't let them things. So the fact that you done went into all that means you still are very, very, very bothered by it. Silence is golden. That's when I know you're not bothered. When you don't say nothing. When you won't address it. I'm like, oh, they give zero. Beyonce is a prime example of somebody who gives 0 Fs and ain't bothered. Because she don't say nothing about nothing. But there's a strength in that this sassy crook ain't got. Miss Ma'am. Mr. Ma'am.
But what I do care about is showing up my most authentic self, showing up, doing things in excellence and doing the hard work because it builds the character that it needs to build. You know what I'm saying? Like that for me is what I care about. So to me, it doesn't make, I can't reconcile in my mind working on a project in Indonesia but having to talk about it and promote it in America. Half of the people watching ain't going to Indonesia to begin with, right? The other reason that I haven't said much is because you're not going to understand. Hear me out for 2 seconds. This is no dig toward you. I'm not calling you ignorant. I'm not calling you dumb. But what I am saying is, as an American, born and raised in these 50 states, these United States of America, you are not going to understand Indonesian culture.
Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a little teaser here on the public side. So the executive Patreon Veeple, we were working on, what was this? Was that Thursday or Friday, y'all? We worked on a bingo game, a Crooks bingo game, a Bali bingo game, whatever I was calling it. And we filled out some of them, and then we were gonna have y'all work on the rest of them. And one of the things, I'm gonna give it away, one of the things I had on the bingo card was, and these were bingo, the different sayings were things that Crooks is bound to say or do in one of his live streams. We're gonna watch clips and blah blah blah. We're still gonna do it one day. One of the things I added, and I'm taking credit, was, see, y'all don't understand. It's always, he's the smartest person on the internet. You got hundreds of hags watching you. Some of them got degrees and all kind of teachers, lawyers, doctors, all that. You know, they be crazy too. He got all kind of professionals, but he's smarter than all of them. Age, they got wisdom and age. The people who was telling him he was moving too fast with the Bali thing and you're gonna get homesick, that was wisdom that they were using. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm getting away from here and can't nobody touch me in Bali. Ain't nothing they can do with me in Bali. And now I'm homesick. I miss the food. You don't understand. Y'all dumb. I'm smart. Mr. Ma'am.
So, when I take a video, and you know how we are, we look at the video, we don't judge what's in the video, we judge what's going on behind the video. Without proper context, you're not going to understand it, right? So what's gonna happen? I'm gonna prove my point, because I'll never tell you nothing without a receipt. So what's gonna happen? You're going to see something that you can't associate with. You're going to see something that you don't understand. And what you're going to do as not only an American, but a Black African American, is you're going to open up your mouth in the comment section. You're going to type something in the comment section that's going to be 400% disrespectful to the local culture that you're talking about. And you're talking and saying this because you don't fully understand. I still don't fucking fully understand it. You see what I'm saying? So why would I, knowing this, put this information on the internet for you to judge? It doesn't make any sense. These people in Bali, in Indonesia, are the epitome of what the human race should be.
Y'all feel the gas? Y'all feel the gaslighting going? Coming on. Let me close out this poll question. I got more. Does Crook value all feedback? 96% of y'all say, hell no. 4% of y'all like, no, Master, he played like he listening to us. Or your finger slipped. Next poll question is going to be, I don't know what it's going to be. I'll stop it. It'll pop up on the screen.
They are gentle. They are kind. They are meek. They are humble. They avoid confrontation like the plague. They get it right. These employees do not call off work. They do not call in because they dog got toenail cancer. They show up. They take pride in what they do. They honor the ability to do what they do. It is beyond refreshing to watch and to see this. We don't understand that. We're American. We don't get it like they do. So having me put this online, it's not the same as in America. And I know what you're gonna tell me. Oh, Darius, it's just a language issue. It's not a language issue. It's a culture issue. I'll give you 2 examples. The first is this. If you say to somebody in America, slow down, hold your horses, you know exactly what that means. Translate that to even Spanish, hold your horses. The culture doesn't translate. The words do, the cultural meanings they don't. You also can't do that in Indonesian, in Bahasa, because you can't do it. Now, I'm gonna prove my point to you about what I mean when I talk about us. We had a party of, I think it was either 19 or 25. Everybody in the party of, let's call it 19. Everybody in the party of 19 was amazing, except for one person. And this one person was black, one person from America. And before you tell me it was my staff, it wasn't. Before you tell me, because you know what y'all get with that, it was the service. It's impossible to have bad service in Bali. You will have bad everything.
What the fuck is he talking about? Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. Oh my God. He acts like there are no recording devices and no internet. And it matches with the poll question I just put out. Has Darius Crooks had drama in Bali? 94% of y'all say yes. But I thought it was a perfect place. But you take you wherever you go. So you are the drama. You are the drama. It's too late for this. It's been a long work day, and now I got to come deal with her foolishness. How is he going to say? Look at, I got my voice cracking. How is he going to say that is, you can't get no bad service in Bali? Yet this Negro done gone on his social media multiple times since he been there. Complained about the gym. Y'all tell me, remind me. Do you remember the gym incident? And then he said they picked the side of a white man over him and they racist there. It was something else too, y'all. Wasn't there something with a motorcycle or something with a scooter? It's been a couple times. Y'all just, it's late in my brain and I ain't had time to really prep the show. Because I have videos for y'all and everything. He's done videos on what he calls bad service at restaurants in Bali. So what the fuck are you talking about? But again, he doing this video on the Facebook public side. So many of them don't follow him on Instagram, and some of them, you know, most of them don't really follow him on YouTube either. So they not seeing those missing those pieces. But what does amaze me is that most of his Instagram followers are those die hard hags and suckerettes. They do know that they've seen the stories of him complaining about the gym and y'all talking about him saying the bad service at restaurants in Bali. But then you get here and say this. Why don't they see like, but that ain't what you said in that other times, massa. Why they ain't getting it?
Else, it is impossible to have bad service in Bali. On their worst day, they're still beautiful and amazing. There was one person, and this one person caused so much dissension. I walked into the restaurant. Tommy's wife came to me and said, Darius.
Now, when y'all hear this shit, because this pissed me off. This pissed me off that this was allowed, and he thinks that he says something of substance with truth. Listen to this self-hating mongrel.
Caused so much dissension. I walked into the restaurant. Tommy's wife came to me and said, Darius, why are Black Americans so rude?
I can't get this shit off the screen quick enough. I'd be like, excuse me? Excuse me? Why or who? So what? You can't come to me and put all Black people in a as a monolith in a box and think I'm not gonna curse you out. And you work for me? And you work for me? I'll be like, why are all Balinesian people? No, let me not go. He think he just says something of value. Self-hating mother.
I said, oh my God, what happened? And she explained to me, and I said, Kasia, I'm sorry. That's us. What she explained to me.
And then he took accountability and said, that's us. Yeah, because all Black people are alike. Whew. And it gets worse. Oh, I shouldn't have played this. Too late. It's going to piss me off as I go to bed. I don't like to go to bed pissed off.
Is us. She wouldn't have known it any other way. She ain't never been out to eat with us in America. She ain't never been to Chili's. She ain't never been to TGI Fridays. She ain't never been to Bar Louie. She ain't never been to none of the places that we go to and ask for food. You see what I'm saying? When she told me, I was like, up. I said, I'm sorry. I apologize profusely.
Oh, it can get worse, Jimmy. Oh, it can get worse. Hold your horses, as he said. What he said. You might not understand this, but hold your horses.
And said, because you, at this point, her only experience with Black Americans is really me. So this is also another reason why you haven't seen me post the stuff online. It don't make sense to post it. And I have come to love and respect the Indonesian people and the Indonesian culture.
Sounds like more than Black folks. The people who made him. Right, Uncle Ruckus. Uncle Ruckus ass. Thank you. My brain fried. I couldn't even think. Uncle Ruckus ass. He giving more homage to the Balinesian people than his own culture, who built him into the mega scammer that he is, who got $600,000 plus to lose on a horrible scam investment.
Like it is my own. And just like I'm not going to let you disrespect me or my culture, I'm not going to let you disrespect them or theirs.
This nigga, he was on live the other night complaining about the Balinese people praying a couple times a day, three. Well, I think they pray 3 times a day, and he said it was some 5. He literally, they getting on my nerves. Going to the balcony door, opening. Y'all hear this? Y'all hear all that. But I won't let anyone disrespect their culture. I won't have it. Not on my watch. Girl. You think you're on Broadway or something? Get out of here. It's a bad actor. Tyler Perry play ass.
If that means I have to censor what I say, if that means I have to edit what I post, then that is what I will do. And I'm doing it through the lens of...
Why can't it mean you have to tell the truth for once in your fucking life? Huh? Why can't we get some truth? Can something force you into telling the truth? Because that seems like that's impossible here.
Protecting those people against evil commenters who don't understand their culture.
Did he just call all Black people evil commenters? You're the only evil commenter I've ever seen on social media. Evil commenters. He feeling himself, ain't he? He really think he doing something. He really think he doing something. Go in, girl. Let have.
Plain and simple. Okay. I know that you are like, well, Darius, you're back in America. I have a house here. I know that the people told you that I no longer own a house in America or my house is gone or whatever the case may be. Stop listening to them goddamn people. Them people are telling you stuff that's going on in Bali and they ain't never been to Indonesia. How the hell Ghost Boy know what the hell I'm doing in Indonesia and he ain't never even left the city of Jonesboro? Okay? How can he tell you? And I know you want something to have happened between me and Tommy.
So there's a funny story. I have a video for it too. The other night I happened to, usually if I see him go live, I hadn't been recording in months, but recently I've started back again. And sometimes I just get a gut feeling like, yeah, you got to record this one before anything even happens. Sometimes it's like, oh, don't worry about it. Sometimes it's like, nah, go ahead. Soon as I start recording, this Negro get on there talking about me and Darnell, who he calls Ghost Boy, saying that, yeah, it ain't like they'll ever be able to come to Bali and do no investigation or nothing like that. And I was like, huh? I've had a passport for 20 years and it's got stamps, nigga. It's got stamps. And please don't test me. The only thing is, the way I would want to do it would be to make it a whole campaign over here, but then he'll be looking out for me, so then that'll be a problem. So I'm going to figure out something. But he thinks that I can't get over to Bali. What? Girl. He's untouchable. Remember that. Right. Like, there you see? I told them that on Patreon. I said, if I want to get over there and I even want to get sponsored, we can make this happen. We can make this happen. But I can't say it out loud and all of that because then, she be watching. Y'all know Miss Ma'am, she be watching.
They must have had a fight. They must have fallen out. It must be this, it must be that. We are fine. There is absolutely no issue between Tommy and I. Just got off the phone with the man. I love him like a brother. He loves me like a brother. I wish I could tell you we had an argument, we had a knockdown fight, and I did this, and he said this, and I wish I could tell you that. It just didn't happen. And I don't know why you can't swallow that. For some reason, you think something had to have happened. I just wanted to come home. I just wanted to be in my bed. I wanted Kaneka sausage. I wanted Raising Cane's. Is that too much to ask for? That's it. You know what I'm saying? Well, they can't mind their business because
Why is he talking about the food he's craving as if he got to move back full time to America to experience it? You can go to Raising Cane's. He comes here every, 3 months or so, 3 to 4 months for his visa. So get the stuff there. Get the food you want to taste then and go back. I got a friend who moved away from Chicago, and when they come to Chicago, they make their tour of Chicago, get their pizza puffs, they deep dish pizza, and all the Portillos and all of that stuff while they here. And then they go back home and live full time where they decided to leave to. They like, nah, I got to move back for Raising Cane's. Huh? But I thought you was like a connoisseur of great food, and Raising Cane's is your reason to come back. Okay. Now, I love some Raising Cane's, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, they ain't going to necessarily make me move across the world. But I'm also not a bird walrus, so.
Public figure, and all this is done online, and when you see it, you get questions about it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So, and about the grand opening, there was no, we have not had a, hold on, I'm thirsty, talking to y'all. I need something to drink, shoot. I need some water.
Throat then got dry from all them lies. Them lies coming out so fast, it's burning his tongue. Then dried his mouth out.
The grand opening. We didn't do a grand opening yet. We said, let's just do a soft opening. The reason is because this is a new concept. I don't know if you know this or not. Indonesians don't eat butter. Indonesians don't eat cornmeal. Indonesians don't use all-purpose flour. Indonesians don't eat collard greens. Indonesians don't know what banana pudding is.
Here we go with what the Indonesians do and don't. So why you build a hip-hop restaurant there for them? Because you definitely ain't getting enough black people to come up in there.
Indonesians don't make macaroni and cheese at home. Indonesians don't do green beans and white potatoes. They don't eat deviled eggs. Everything is new to them. The recipes in the kitchen are new. The ingredients are new. The servers having to explain to you are new. The bartenders that are making the cocktails, everything. The person purchasing the food is new. The girl doing the accounting, this is new for her. Not accounting, but the concept. Everybody. Okay? Why am I not there? The reason I'm not there, I don't need to be. That's the reason. Have you ever...
Clearly he needs to be, because we wouldn't be here tonight. Vale would have been, actually around this time, I'm watching the last couple minutes of whatever binge watching show I'm done. I've eaten dinner by now, and I'm getting rested so I can get up at 4 a.m. again for the office. So clearly there's a problem when I got to get on and tell the people, hey, we finally got a review, and it ain't good. This breaking news broadcast on Vale B's channel, and I barely be over here now, is because you need to get back there. You needed to be there. I don't know. It still wouldn't improve the food, in my opinion. But we're here because you aren't there and the quality sucks. This is a representation of your failure, is what I'm saying.
Ever been on a cruise before? Let me tell you.
And yes, there's so many comments. I can't even keep up with the comments. I can't wait to watch the replay later. Also, this is part of topics for the next live. The green algae in the pool is also new. So not only can they not properly prepare the food at the soul food restaurant, but they don't even know how to keep a pool at the in the backyard of the restaurant. They put the water in their pool finally, and it turned green, y'all. It's algae then took over. It's like, how y'all didn't? Nobody thought this through? Is the pool not filtered? What is happening? Yeah, it's bad, y'all. It's so many things happening. But everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. He didn't say, oh, everything's perfect. I mean, we got to get that thing straightened out with the pool, but everything's perfect other than that. No, everything's perfect. There are no issues at all. So much so I could just leave it.
Tell you why I'm not there. Let's talk about this. This is a really great comment. I want to talk to you about the R&B day party, but let's answer these questions. Let's answer these questions fully, okay? Am I a silent partner? What Indonesian do you know knows how to make soul food? Please explain to me how you have a restaurant with 45 employees, 45 Indonesians that have never been to America. How do those 45 Indonesians know how to make soul food? Where is the influence? Who do you think is the person that brought the recipes that taught them about soul food? You think Indonesians know who Erykah Badu is? You think Indonesians know who Jill Scott is? How come when you walk in that restaurant, you hear authentic hip hop and authentic R&B? You know what playlist that is? You know who?
Wasn't he just in a restaurant? Was that last year sometime? Sitting there fangirling out and fake crying, Timu crying, Tubi crying over Sunshine Anderson playing over the loudspeaker in the restaurant. They know Sunshine Anderson, but they don't know Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, who are mega stars in the neo soul category. Huh? Just lying. They're lying to be lying.
Put 4.5 days of music on the iPad, on the iPhone that's playing on
Ooh, the CEO. He's doing CEO things, creating playlists.
on the speaker. Hello? Use your brain. I don't understand you people. What Indonesian? They can't even get a fucking visa to get over here. Who the hell knows about cornbread in Indonesia? Who? What Indonesian do you know knows about buttermilk cornbread when they don't even sell buttermilk in Indonesia? They don't sell it. They don't know what heavy cream is. Girl, they eat noodles and soup and meatballs and chicken and fish. That's why they so small. They don't eat the shit we eat. You think they know about pound cake? You telling me a lemon pound cake with cream cheese frosting Indonesians created? Huh? Or did it come from me? Use your brain. This ain't even that difficult to comprehend. It ain't that difficult to comprehend. Look at that menu. It's got watermelon chow chow. Google watermelon chow chow and see who name come up. This ain't even...
Bree. I forgot her last name. I did a whole show on the watermelon chow chow that he stole from, and the soul food cake that he stole from Bree Miller. Bree Miller, I think is her name, who is the real chef who came up with, I don't even know what she called that watermelon chow chow. I can't remember, but she came up with the watermelon side or whatever, salsa. Maybe she called it watermelon salsa or something, but he stole that from her along with her soul food cake. So any of you seen his cornbread cake with the chicken on top and the horribly iced mashed potatoes and stuff? I think she's in LA, if I'm not mistaken, California somewhere. Bree Miller is the one who did all that. But he is like Trump. He's a good carnival barker. He's a good car salesman, used car salesman. And so he was able to get more, get it out there more on social media. He got more exposure. So you know how it is. The first person to come to market, people think that that's the person who invented it, but that's not always the case. Most times it's not the case. That's the whole thing. He did not come up with the concept. He came up with a way to get it out there quicker and through to the masses. That's it. He's a carnival barker. He did not invent watermelon chow chow, and he did not invent the soul food cake. I have a whole video and I deep dive on it. I'm just giving you a summary. I show proof, receipts, show how sloppy his ish is compared to hers. She talked about how she came up with it. She got celebrities that was buying her cakes. She got a real bakery that is still open, and she was selling them as cupcakes and everything else. Darius Crooks did it once on a YouTube video. Don't let her fool y'all. That's all right. We weren't watching this whole thing. I think it was 30-something minutes. We ain't finna do all that. Yeah, we already 30 minutes over.
That difficult to comprehend, y'all. This ain't that difficult. So the reason I'm not there now is very simple. Indonesian labor is not African American labor. Let's talk about it. You really want to know the truth? Why I'm sitting in Houston and not in Canggu is because Indonesian labor is not the same as African American labor. African American labor is lazy, uninspired, and not motivated. The complete opposite. It's a nightmare running restaurants in America. I have to deal with customers.
This was the part. I mean, I talked about some of the other parts, but this is the other part about this Crook then goes in on how horrible black people are and how useless we are, and we don't work at jobs and we don't work in profession. Meanwhile, I work for a black-owned company that's a multi-million-dollar company. So if we was all lazy, how the hell we do that? Why am I getting up at 4 a.m. tomorrow? What? Why am I at work 3 hours before my start time? Huh? Why did I say 2-3 hours today after, and then found out about this bullshit and wish I had known because I would have left work earlier. But we lazy? Huh, girl? What? No, you lazy. You the one that then left your restaurant that just opened in its infancy, got the umbilical cord still hanging off of, and you walking, dragging it attached to yourself all the way across the world. No, you lazy. You the one in the bed going live 15 times a day. Talking about they don't need me there. Girl, you just opened the restaurant. You still don't know how it fully operates. No, you're lazy. Quit projecting.
Customers, and I got to deal with employees who call off at the drop of a dime. When I ran restaurants in America, paydays were on Fridays. We had 60% of the staff call out on Fridays. I changed the payday to Tuesday. Guess what? Now all of a sudden, everybody is at work. That don't happen in Indonesia. When you go,
You know, they also say, because I ain't going to say it's not people like that out there, of all races. But you get what you pay for. And you got to keep in mind, Crooks is always looking to get over on people, which is another reason why he moved to Bali. And one of the biggest things he was talking about is how he could pay them pennies and had them slaving over for him and working hard. And he going to make millions upon millions of dollars. And he going to pay them 15 cents an hour. You come here to America and you're trying to pay somebody minimum wage or below, you're going to get a certain type of person. Guess who you can't get to work for minimum wage? Me. The person I just said, go to work a few hours ahead of time and stay late when I need to and working on the weekend, doing whatever I need, barely handling my own thing over here on YouTube because I'm so busy trying to perfect what I do for a career. But you can't get me for minimum wage. There's a bunch of other people in this chat the same way. You can't get us for minimum wage, but that's all you want to pay. And then you want to complain that those people not dedicated. Boy, they looking for a girl. They looking for something else to do. They got to be on other programs to subsidize to be able to live because you ain't paying them a livable wage. And you over here complaining. Girl, if you don't get some business.
on your cruise, who you think fixing the bed and doing all that work with a smile on their face? Indonesians never have a bad day at all. It ain't the same with black people. That's the reason why I'm sitting here, is because I can trust that they will do the job and do the job well. You have to remember, we didn't just hire people off the street. Mukti is almost 60 years old. My man been cooking longer than I've been alive. You understand me? Something you can learn from somebody like him. Dika, who's over there making the cornbread that you love, a super dedicated chef that is dedicated to.
Thank you, Nicola. Thank you for the 484 viewers currently now. Please hit that like button if you haven't. This hard work putting this stuff together and pushing through when I'm tired and I got to sit here and listen to her ramble on and insult black people as a whole because she damaged and don't love herself and ain't been loved by her mama and her daddy, and then we got to suffer through it and listen to this bullshit. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't.
Getting it right. He shows up on time. Mukti don't got to be at work till 2 o'clock. 12 noon, he at work. Why you here early, Mukti? I want to get a head start on things. I want to make sure today is going to be a good day. That's the reason I'm sitting right here. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I wish the hell I could bring them boys from Indonesia to America. If I had half of the heart of those guys in Indonesia, in America,
Next poll question. Do you think that Darius Crooks is in fact MAGA? Because this sound like Charlie Kirk to me.
swear to God, you wouldn't be able to stop me. I look around, they cleaning. I look around, he peeling vegetables. I look around, he looking at the recipe, making the stuff. I look around, he's sweeping. That would never happen with black folks in a kitchen, in a restaurant in America. And you know what I'm talking about. So,
No, the
if
F
you
I
really
know.
want to know why I'm in America, is because I don't have to be there. Initially, I'm thinking the same way you would think. I gotta be there every day. Like this a restaurant in America. I gotta be there. I gotta be there.
I always get this question from time to time. Vale, how did you ever, I guess, deal with this guy, whatever? People change. He was not this, trust me. He wouldn't even be alive if he was this back then because I would have took him out for y'all. He wasn't this. This is an emboldened, you know how they say money enhances or exposes who you are. If you're a good person, you get more money, it just makes your light shine brighter. But if you're evil and you get money, it makes you more evil and more darkness. He's the latter of it. And that's all that it is. He wasn't this. Now he had his ways and other people experienced some things with him, but not me. But it wasn't on a flying monkey level, like where he bullying people and doing all kind of crazy stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, but he's my friend. He made me cornbread. It wasn't that. And chicken on stick. It wasn't that. He wasn't this bad. Keep in mind, I met him and he was 19 years old. He was just still a teenager, basically. And we stopped talking by the time he was, I don't even know, 29 or something. I can't remember. But yeah, he wasn't this. Trust me, he wasn't this. How the hell you think I could deal with this? What? You see how frustrated I get trying to even cover it as a news story? And you think I was friends with it? How do you even think better of me? Okay, we almost done with this because I'm really over it.
Guess what? I realized very quickly as I'm there and not being needed, as I'm there and not doing any work, as I'm there and seeing customers happy, I see the drinks being made, I see the kitchen, the fryer is going, I see everything coming out looking good. What am I doing here? You don't need me. Why am I here? You see what I'm saying? And now that allows me the flexibility to say, well, shit, if I don't have to be here and I can make a bag over there, well, shit.
He keeps saying he don't have to be over there, but we're, once again, just I want y'all to forget why we're here tonight. Because the restaurant is empty. How about you stay over there for some marketing? How about you figure out how to get some bodies up in there? It's empty every time somebody shows footage of the place. The only people taking up a space in there are the employees. So that in and of itself shows you need to be there. Because clearly Tommy ain't able to bring people in. Tommy had his own restaurant venture that failed. So clearly he ain't necessarily the one that's going to help keep it open. Sounds like a reason to stay for me. Like it ain't all about only the kitchen. But again, remember y'all, some of y'all remember Chantel's Just Until. The restaurant, the black-owned restaurant, he's supposed to help her and her restaurant is garbage in his mind, and he gonna help save her. She owed all his money and da-da-da and this and that. And then he like, I'm just back in the house. I'm just rolling biscuits. That's all. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing else here. I thought you were there to help her save her restaurant, though. And he's doing the same thing here. So when it fails, it's gonna be, well, see, I was just the man behind the taste. Tommy was the owner. Then he'll tell the truth. No, he ain't. He ain't gonna never tell. He'll never tell the truth. Poll question we're closing out is Darius Crooks a part of MAGA? 79% of y'all think yes. 21% of you say no. I hear a lot of comments from him that actually I honestly think that he may have voted for Trump around that time. But he plays a role. You got to keep in mind he's smoking mirrors. I wouldn't put it past him. He's sitting there sounding like Charlie Kirk and Trump right there. And some of y'all still think he not MAGA? Listen to what y'all black folks, the problem with y'all is y'all don't want nothing out of life. Y'all don't know how to work hard. See, we need more white folks around here to do things right. That's basically what he said. That's basically what he told y'all.
If I go back to America, and in between the times I'm not traveling back to Bali, what's stopping me from making a bag over there? So why don't I do both? I don't have to physically sit here. Nobody's tethering me to this position. I'm in good communication. Tommy ain't even there every single day because he don't have to be. Danny is the manager. Danny is the manager. Talia is supervisor. They're there every day, all day. They make the schedules. They coordinate all the financial information. They work with purchasing. Kitchen is straight. Why am I here? That's why. And honestly, if you put 2 and 2 together and you go, okay, well, we making a bag over there, but let's see, is there opportunity?
Poll question. I ain't putting it out. Just answer yes or no. Poll question. Does it look like Darius Crooks making a bag at that empty ass restaurant in Bali? What? How you making a bag and you got like 2-3 customers a day? If that.
Opportunity to use our gifts in other areas to make a bag someplace else? Absolutely. So what can we do? Do we bring back Dining with Darius Crooks? We could, but it almost feels like been there, done that. All right. So then we say, okay, what else can we do? Oh, well, let's try to figure it out. Let's figure out what can we do. You know what we could do? Well, you've been DJing, and you're gonna be DJing at Hip Hop Soul when you go back. And next semester, your last semester at Berkeley, you taking an elective, learn to DJ. So Darius, why, you know music, why can't you DJ? Oh, well, Darius, you know good food. Why can't you also cook and be responsible for the food? Okay, wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. You right. Hold on. Let me think this through. I know good food. I know good music. I know good drinks. If I know good food and I know good music and I know good drinks and all we need is a space for 100 people, hold on 1 second. I think we may have something going on. Now, I ain't never seen this done before. I ain't never seen nobody do this. But if there's anybody who could do something that's not been done before and do it in excellence and make $1 million doing it, it's gotta be me, right? I mean, I did do Dining with Darius Crooks that I started in 2015 and ran successfully for 8 full years, including time off from COVID. We still made it work. So if anybody could do this, it's gotta be me. So why don't I throw together an R&B day party and figure out how to monetize it and make it work? Right. So that's why I'm here, right? All right, so here we are. It's the R&B day party experience. Tickets go on sale for the test run. Now, before I bring this to the masses in
All right, we're done with that. Enough of that. So that's giving us a preview into what's coming up next, because we're gonna follow that too. It's gonna be like the three Queens tour, where Darius Crooks has his new grift. Now that he's back in America, part-time-ish, full, seasonally, occasionally, whatever you're doing. He's now going to be doing an R&B day party, which is actually Dining with Darius Crooks Part 2. It's basically what it is. And he kind of admitted it, and not kind of. He admitted it as well. And so we're going to see how this goes. It will be a better venture. I don't know. See, I'm not sure how much his following has died down. Like, is it still that many D-hags to support something like that across the country? And he's talking about having 100 people plus there at each event or whatever. So we'll be following that. It's gonna be interesting. You know, I'm always here for her grifts and shenanigans, so we can commentate on it. But that is all I have for tonight. Thank all of you who have joined. Please hit that like button if you haven't as of yet. I will be back with more of this. traveling this weekend, although Crook said I guess I can't travel. I'm going to be traveling this weekend. So I'll have to probably catch y'all next week with more of this. But it was good seeing y'all. If you want to see more of me, join Patreon. I'm there Monday through Friday. And we have a lot of fun over there. And that's Patreon.com/IamVelB. And again, so some of y'all don't think, oh, he just want us to be paying. No, the thing is, I just hop on there. I don't do no show prep. We just talk. And sometimes we talk about topics. Sometimes it's about me. Sometimes it's about them. And we have fun, and we do it every day. So with that, until next time, until I upload the next video, y'all make sure to take care and be blessed.